Hello, hello, hello. Okay. I'm Kathleen Peric, and I'm the author of the book American Hominin Breed. It's on Amazon, and I wanted to give you a little story going on here about American Hominin Breed tours. Just some information of some spooky stuff out there. Today we're going to talk about Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, which is in the Midlothian area. It's 5900 West Midlothian Turnpike. It's like around Turnpike in Midlothian, 143rd, near Rubio Woods. Legends consist of a phantom farmhouse that glimmers and shimmers through the trees throughout the woods. Ghost lights flashing. They flash blue, yellow, and white. These ghost lights are known to chase visitors around the graves. The magic house, there's a vanishing house that's above a lake that you'll see, and it has been seen as an 18th century Victorian home. Draperies can be seen hanging down it. The lights that flash through the woods at Bachelor's Grove usually are seen accompanied with many apparitions, and ghosts and hooded spirits can be seen there. I know that there's supposed to be rituals and stuff. Demons weren't supposed to be summoned there, but they did. So you'll see ghostly hoods, people with hoods with no feet underneath, just walking through, empty inside. Countless visitors and ghost hunter investigations have photographed the swarm of lights that fly through the trees and circle around the cemetery. There's a Madonna. It's a lady in white that has been seen traveling through the woods endlessly, looking for her baby. The lady in white, Madonna, has been seen as a ghastly apparition, that sits on the tombstones. And there's actually books that have the picture of the lady in white that sits on this tombstone. You'll find that online. If she isn't seen gliding across the cemetery, you'll see her on the tombstone. She has been seen in pictures that have been proven to be genuine as sitting on the Fulton stone. The most infamous, spectacular, and by far ghastly picture that was taken of the lady in white was published in the Chicago Sun-Times and also the National Examiner. The picture image was taken in 1991 by a Judy Huff Felice, showed by the lady in white dressed, and that was the picture. And that was proven to be real. And that's just a lot of ghostly research society have also found to be real. The quarry is located in the middle of the Bachelor's Grove, and that's been known as a dumping site for the Al Capone days, as the phantom cars from the Roaring Twenties have been known to be seen appearing to glide from the quarry and throughout the woods. A scientist came there and they heard voices. They brought the machines and all the ghosts. All the ghost explorers and ghost hunters bring their machines and they hear all kinds of phantom voices. Actually, I'm going to do that. Bring my machine and watch them light up. I have cat balls and everything. So those are bodies that were dropped in the quarry, voices from the Al Capone days. There's supposed to be a car, an Al Capone type car that's seen floating on the lake because they would dump whole cars in the lake. It's a result of many voices that can be heard coming from the bottom of the quarry crying out. Dead bodies. There's supposed to be families from 200 years ago that children drowned in that quarry because there used to be actually families and homes from farmhouses 200 years ago around Bachelor's Grove. The most popular apparition is the phenomenon that occurs in Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, is a figure with robes, and I told you about them walking around. There's sightings noted in robes with dark faces and a combination of flesh and blood. You can't tell sometimes if they're real or not, but you can catch them on your camera. So these are actually once human beings, and they were in rituals and they did demonic things there, and they came back to haunt the place because now they're stuck here. They also noted to these demons to have been conjured up, and there's a lot of rituals that they still do. They've been kicked out of the woods many times there, and they found candles there in Bachelor Grove Woods. The Reuben Woods, they have in the area there, that's where it's nearby, these robed supernatural figures seem to appear to more sensitive people, because if you have a sixth sense, you're going to see them when you go to Bachelor's Grove. There's, as one can see when they visit Bachelor's Grove Cemetery when exploring the woods, they can see vandals and a lot of vandalization there. They cleaned it up. The ghost of the Society for Paranormal has come there and cleaned up a lot. Supernatural activities will happen in daylight and night. You'll see orbs of these satanic rituals and orbs of the dead and little souls that are hanging around just to be nosy. And they're known to be lurking in the woods, bringing the woods. Who in 1982, Dale Kaczmarek and the Ghost Research Society, they had a medium there, and I also know Ursula Bilski also visited the woods, and I went on a ghost tour with them also, and I had many pictures that I could show. They had actually beings and orbs and stuff coming from nowhere. Something followed me home. Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, they received impressions of people wearing robes. So some of these are marked. They seem to be like monks, because in the local area, there's monks in the area down Archer Avenue. So in that whole area, there's a legend of monks in the area and Indian burial trails. Other features in anomaly, Bachelor's Grove, there's lights in the sky, and there's quarry blue lights. You'll see these lights when you go there. There's dogs, dogmen in there, dogs, but the dogs are dead, and they're not real. You just take pictures and you'll see glowing eyes. Bachelor's Grove has been called the most haunted cemetery in Chicago. Most ghost hunters note that it's the most haunted cemetery on earth. Willowbrook Ballroom is down the block on Archer Avenue, 8900 Archer Avenue in Willow Springs. It burned down in 2016. Now only the ruins are left. Once the home of swinging dancing parties and funerals and weddings. Also, the legend of Resurrection Mary, Lady in White that walks Archer Avenue, can be found along Archer Avenue hitchhiking from Willowbrook Ballroom. She was known to go there to start dancing, and then she'd get a ride home and disappear, and she'd be seen or be led off Resurrection Cemetery, go in and just disappear through the gates. So if you'd stop, you can smell some perfume, and it's a phantom music. You can hear it in the air when you walk down the eerie Archer Avenue. It's Archer Heights, that area, in the Midlothian area, off the Chicagoland area. One of the most supernatural famous hauntings, of course, is the Willowbrook, and the most infamous ghost legends, and we call her Resurrection Mary. And that's her story. She's a hitchhiker on Willow Springs. She's near Justin, Illinois. So if you ever want a nice spooky haunt, go down Archer Avenue. You can watch her dancing in the light in her gown down Archer Avenue. Resurrection Cemetery is her home, 7201 Archer Road, Justice, Illinois. That's our Resurrection Mary. Some people still call her Bloody Mary. In the 1930s, she did her final dance and said that we had danced at the Willowbrook, and hitchhikers found her, and people have stories today. So visit the Archer Heights, Archer Avenue. And one more site would be the St. James of Sag Bridge Catholic Church Cemetery, 10600 Archer Avenue in Lamont. That's a monk's castle. It's known to be haunted by monks. Archer Avenue is known as one of the most haunted roads in the world, and the oldest cemetery in the county is St. James of Sag. It's located near Bridgeport. It was built in the 1800s earlier, and there was a Catholic church that replaced an older one in 1853. And not too long after that, there's blood, sweat, and tears going on, and stones from the quarry were placed by that new church, and ashes from the dead workers came from around because they died. There was Indian tribes in the local areas. In the area, they had burial grounds where Indian mounds were. They could be seen and heard. You could hear the voices whispering into St. James Cemetery. St. James Pastor Joseph, he reported to seeing rising of the churchyards, the grounds growing, the mounds growing. Indian skeletons were found by archaeologists in the past, and that's recorded history by the Paranormal Society that came from the local areas. There was farms there, the Field Museum. Some of those skeletons were donated to Natural History Film Museum. In the 19th century, sightings of phantoms and ghosts were in that whole area. And most of them in the Cook County area were of monks. And, these monks were from the year 1847. And that's when monks were very popular. And the history would show you that that's why they named it Monk's Castle. As a church, it looked like a castle, and it has ghastly shapes and ghostly haunts and monks glide in and out to and fro through the rectory. And you could see the hoodsmen of these monks, figures, and then they disappear into the rectory. And that's all I have for you now.